What's going on, everybody? B-Sky here with
God.
and on today's show, we're going with the matchups, week 3. And there's a lot of games this week that are on the fence, and there's plenty of teams that are in must-win mode. I mean, the Philly, Minnesota,
For sure.
Detroit, Atlanta,
Yeah.
these are all teams that are
Atlanta
in
should have won last week.
I know, that's what I'm saying. So these are all teams that are in must-win mode. So keep it locked and loaded right here at the first 4 downs.
Drop the logo.
What's going on, everybody, and welcome back. First 4 downs, B. Scott and God right here, and it's the week 3 matchups.
Yeah.
We do it every week. We got start sits of every matchup, and
It's game time.
yeah, absolutely. So before we get into today's content, don't forget, like the video, subscribe, hit the thumb, the bell, all that good stuff. Comment, let us know how we're doing. Ask us some questions. We're here to help you out. We're here all season. So we can start with the first matchup on the docket. We got Washington football team on the road against Cleveland Browns.
WFT.
Yeah, absolutely. And I'm taking the Cleveland Browns to win the game. And in this game, on the Cleveland Browns side, Nick Chubb, albeit is a tough matchup. Washington's front's no joke, but I like Nick Chubb. There's no way if you drafted Nick Chubb, you're sitting him.
Yeah, just the volume he's going to get week to week. You're going to start him regardless. You know what I mean? Just probably the best pure runner in the National Football League right now, even against this tough, daunting Washington front seven. You know what I'm saying? You have to play him.
Yeah, and then OBJ. This is probably the only other player on the roster that I feel comfortable starting this week. If you want to take a chance with Cleveland defense, I get it. Washington's offense does not look very good. I think OBJ can make a splash. Last week you saw a 40-yard touchdown. He is not going to get the huge volume that you hope, but obviously he can make a big play. He's a great receiver.
Well, you know what? It's crazy. Like 45 is an over and under in this game. You know what I mean? Cleveland is favored by 7.5. That half is killing me. I don't understand what they see on that.
Yeah.
But you know what? I like what they're doing under Stefanski. You know, Baker was like terrible pretty much in the play action part of the game. You know what I'm saying? Like lately, this year so far, they've been effective running the football, and he's spreading the ball out through all of his targets. There's nobody really dominant outside of OBJ. You know what I'm saying? But they're throwing it to everybody.
Yeah.
And actually, you know what I'm saying, running the football with Kareem Hunt, with Nick Chubb, he's looked a little bit better in the last game. You know what I'm saying? With the play action, he threw up 17 for 121 and a touchdown. So,
Yeah.
you know, that's pretty good. And knowing how bad Washington is on that deep ball, I think OBJ could probably see the touchdown to the end zone at least twice this game.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? There's a huge possibility this happens. So I like OBJ a lot. Outside of that, you know, both of these teams are pretty good against the run. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. You know what I'm saying? Can Washington really put up points and keep up with them? You've seen Denzel Ward, who is questionable for this game, shut down A.J. Green, who has the most air yards in the league right now. So, I mean, that don't look good for McLaurin, you know what I'm saying, because that's his favorite target, obviously. But we'll see what happens. I ultimately got Browns winning that home, though.
Yeah, Browns, you saw last week, ran the football very effectively, took care of business. I worry about Baker under pressure.
Yeah.
That Washington front's no joke, man. Yeah. It's going to be a tough game for them, even with the play action pass. Yeah. So, on the Redskins side of the football, I'm sorry, the Washington football team. Yeah. I don't know. I still struggle. Yeah. But Antonio Gibson, in my opinion, is a sit this week. It's a tough matchup. Cleveland's been efficient so far throughout this year against the run.
Yeah, they were good
to the running backs.
Run last year too.
Of course. So, and Gibson, it's like if he makes a splash, if he gets a touchdown, then great. If he doesn't, I don't know if he'll get enough volume to get to that 10 point like kind of minimum threshold that you hope.
Well, you know, his volume is starting to uptick. You seen in the first game, Peyton Barber got all those touches when they got up in the game, try to steal the game from the Washington Redskins, the Philadelphia Eagles, and make that splash and get that first win. So Peyton Barber got a lot of love. You seen last week he didn't at all. And then J.D. McKissick, you know what I mean? He's been the third down back in the passing work, and that is starting to decline a little bit too. Throughout the first 2 games so far, Gibson is top 2 in the elusive rating. You know what I mean? So that's very good sign and a very good indicator that shows that his rest of season value is pretty good as a running back. Yeah. But, I mean, he's a sleeper in this game. Obviously, you know, they're going to play from behind, and probably they'll play from behind, and he should be there with the pass work as well. So I like him in this. Also with Washington, Cleveland doesn't play very well against the tight end position. So Thompson is, or Logan Thomas, excuse me,
Yeah.
is a sleeper in this game for me. He should probably get a lot of love from the Haskins. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I'm on the same boat.
Yeah.
McLaurin, I think he's going to work out in garbage time. Ultimately, we got Cleveland Browns.
Yeah.
They're going to win the football game. So, we can move on. Tennessee, on the road, against the Minnesota Vikings, who've been terrible.
They suck. I think I called it.
Yeah, they're not looking good.
Yeah.
Worst in the league at the pass on offense. Defense, bottom 5. I don't know what they're going to do. Tennessee is coming in hot, 2-0. Derrick Henry. They're not going to be able to stop him. I just don't see it. He has no touchdowns on the year, so we'll just have to wait and see. I got Derrick Henry as a huge start in this game. Ryan Tannehill should be good. No A.J. Brown. That hurts the offense a little bit, but you saw last week. Still got it done against Jacksonville. Corey Davis with a touchdown. Humphreys, he's a little sleeper, might get a touchdown. You never know. Jonnu Smith. At this point, you got to start him.
Yeah.
You know, on the Minnesota side of the football. The only guys I really trust, Dalvin Cook, and that's because it is Dalvin Cook. If you took him with your number 5 pick, you have him in your lineup no matter what. Even last week he didn't look great. He backed into a touchdown and a 2-point conversion. He lucked out, saved your week. You got to start him.
Yeah.
And then Adam Thielen also. These are 2 guys that are must starts for that offense. But outside of that, I can't trust anything. Tennessee should win this football game, but this, in my opinion, is a lot like with Philly and like we were already talking. Minnesota, this is almost a must-win for them. If they want to look like they could win 8 games this year, even though we got them at 6, but 8 to 10 games, they have to win this game. Period.
Yeah, they're gonna be 0-3 in this game. Vegas, for some reason, has a 50 over and under. I don't know what they see. You know what I mean? Not only have they been a terrible defense, they just lost Anthony Barr in that middle in the linebacking core. Derrick Henry, I think this is a get-right game for Derrick Henry. You know what I mean? He's already seen a lot of huge volume. He does not have a touchdown yet, and I think that's what they're going to do. They're going to control the clock with Derrick Henry and, you know, do that dink and dunk to Davis, you know what I'm saying, and possibly Jonnu Smith erupt in this game, to be honest with you. So I think Jonnu Smith is very flexible in this game if you want to play him there. Obviously, he's a start for me. Tennessee is favored by 3 points. But the only positive that I can give Minnesota right now on offense is that Cousins has been able to stay in the pocket a little bit, and Tennessee is not getting a lot of pressure to the quarterback right now. So, but here's the thing: if the Vikings get behind this game, I don't think they have the weapons to come back in the game. Dalvin Cook, he's a must start. You have to start him every time because you picked him probably in your top 5 picks. You know what I'm saying?
Top 8 at least.
Top 8 at least. You know, so I mean that's there.
Yep.
But he has not looked like Dalvin Cook of last season. You know what I'm saying? Just yet. And I don't think he's going to look like that against this Tennessee team coming in here. This is a playoff team. They're ready to play. Like you said, we're starting Tannehill. Tannehill's on fire right now.
Yeah.
I like him a lot.
All the way from last season.
I like starting Corey Davis. That secondary is trash. Like I said, Jonnu, Henry, of course, you're starting. I don't know. A sleeper in this game, maybe Adam Humphries again show up. You know what I'm saying? For Minnesota, they have to have somebody step up. Justin Jefferson has to step up. You know what I mean? The coach has been talking about getting them more involved in the offense. So hopefully we see that. But otherwise, you're sitting everybody else except for Dalvin Cook and Adam Thielen, to be honest with you.
Yeah, of course. We're on Tennessee. Let me throw a little note out there. Tennessee's given up 80 yards and a touchdown to the tight end position overall back-to-back weeks. So if Minnesota can effectively pass to the tight ends, they still have Kyle Rudolph. They have Irv
He's
Smith.
still in the league?
He is still in the league.
Oh, wow.
Absolutely. If they can pass to the tight end, they haven't over the first 2 weeks. So if they can make it, I think that gives them a better chance in this game. But ultimately, I think Tennessee on the road is going to get it done.
Right on.
So we'll move on. Chicago Bears on the road against Atlanta.
The Bears.
Once again, this is another game where Atlanta's got to win the football game, or
Must win.
you know, Dan Quinn might be looking for a new coaching job. So in this game, Chicago, Trubisky might be a sleeper in this game. He could be good.
You know, Deion Sanders, he coaching down there in Jackson State now.
Yeah,
he might need some help. You know, Dan Quinn, he could probably fill that role for him.
I'll tell you what.
You know what I'm saying?
That's ultimately a possibility. But Mitch Trubisky, are you starting him as your quarterback 1? No. But if you're in a league with super flexes, absolutely he should be in a must-start spot, in my opinion, in the super flex for sure. Atlanta secondary has not been good. Overall defense has been horrible. They've given up so many points, it's crazy. Yeah. So I like Montgomery in this matchup. Allen Robinson, I think he's going to have a big day. He's been waiting and waiting. He's getting all the targets. It just hasn't manifested yet.
Yeah, he should.
So, hopefully 100 yards and a touchdown here from Allen Robinson. Outside of those three players, I don't know how much you can trust the other guys. Anthony Miller. You had a lot of people had high hopes on him, but he's actually playing behind a rookie in Mooney.
Yeah.
So, who knows what that spot's going to be on the flip side of the ball. It's Atlanta. Their offense is firepower. Chicago's defense still is no slouch. They're not just going to give it up. So, I worry about Gurley. He hasn't looked efficient. He hasn't looked effective. Obviously, Julio Jones. He's hurt and missed all week of practice.
That's a big concern because we haven't seen Atlanta Falcons without Julio Jones in a long time. We don't know what they're going to be. And you think about with him even playing decoy in the first 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Calvin Ridley's the number one wide receiver right now. You know what I'm saying? With Julio getting that extra coverage. So, and Russell Gage, he's out targeted Hurst by he's getting 8 targets a game right now.
Yeah.
So, the scoring for Atlanta is not the problem. You know what I'm saying? We know they can score with anybody in the league. Can the Bears keep up? Mitchell Trubisky, he has been playing very well, but he's also been throwing 50% of his balls like bad targets.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? The Atlanta defense obviously is not that good. You've seen what happened last week, which is mind-blowing. I feel like, even the hot dog vendor should be fired right now.
I'm telling you.
It makes no sense. Todd Gurley, if you had high hopes for Todd Gurley, you probably took him around 3 to 4. Maybe you jumped on him early, you know what I'm saying? Who knows? You know what I'm saying? A lot of people did. But right now, I'll tell you what, Todd Gurley has broken 0 tackles this year. He is on the season as RB31. What you are getting from Todd Gurley right now is Sony Michel. That is not very good. You know what I'm saying? We had a lot of high hopes, but their schedule does change. You know what I'm saying? It's very for Gurley in the next couple.
Yeah,
it's honestly good for the whole team.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So hopefully they get right soon. This is a tough one to pick. You know what I'm saying? It's a 47 under and over, which is just average. They're saying that, you know what I'm saying, it's just going to be an average score. You ain't going to see too much dynamite, but Atlanta's favored by 3.5. I hate the half. I'll always hate the half. It makes no sense. But you know what? In a must-win, they 0-2 in that division where you got 2 powerhouse teams, which the other powerhouse team did not play well on Monday night without their star wide receiver. But Atlanta, this is a must-win. I'm taking Atlanta at home.
Yeah, absolutely. And Julio Jones, if he's out, I worry about the production at the wide receiver position.
Yeah.
I worry about the whole offense as a whole.
Yeah.
Julio Jones plays a huge factor in that. So, obviously, you're not sitting Calvin Ridley.
No.
Russell Gage, I'd probably fire him up for sure, especially if Julio Jones is out.
That's
I
just
like
something to watch.
Hayden Hurst in this matchup. He should eat over the middle, hopefully.
Yeah.
And Gurley, if they can get him in the passing game, that's my problem. Get him on the outside and let him make some plays.
Yeah.
They haven't utilized him in that factor. So, I'm on the same boat. Atlanta's got to win this football game. I got to take Atlanta here.
Yep.
So, we can move on to the Rams on the road against Buffalo Bills. This is a tough game. A lot of people are pinning this the game of the week, considering you got 2-2-0 teams. The Buffalo Bills, who didn't prove it last season they couldn't beat anybody good. Now they got to play the Rams, who are a very good football team compared to the 2 wins that they have now against the Jets, worst football team in the league, and the Miami Dolphins, probably the 2nd or 3rd worst football team in the league. So, in this game, on the Rams side of the ball, I like Darrell Henderson. Period. Malcolm Brown is active. He's going to play. He had surgery on his hand. I mean, effectively he will be playing too. But Cam Akers is out. So you're looking at maybe a 1-2 punch split there, but you already saw last week Henderson widely outperformed Malcolm Brown. Even though he was in and out of the lineup, he just looked like the better running back. Period. Also, Robert Woods. You can't sit the guy. I mean, the target share that he's getting, the routes that he's getting, the run, sweeps, all that stuff, you're playing him. Cooper Kupp in the slot. It should be an efficient game for him, I think. Buffalo's been susceptible to the slot receiver a little bit this year. And then Higbee. You can't 3 touchdowns last week. I'm sorry. You got to start him.
Yeah.
Flip side of the ball, Buffalo. Zach Moss is ruled out. I'd fire up Singletary as an RB2 flex guy.
He's still a sleeper to me.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? But
he is.
Just on the volume that he could get.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I got him a sleeper in the game because obviously you're not going to start him week to week. So, you know what I'm saying? You got that. You know what I'm saying? With the Bills are rolling right now.
Yeah.
Given the teams that they played ain't really, high caliber teams. But white
Josh
chocolate,
Allen,
white chocolate doing white chocolate.
I'm telling you.
You know what I'm saying? With Stephon Diggs and Smokey Brown out there, they're doing good in the RPO. They're doing good in the play action. What's really concerning when they face this Rams team, you got Jalen Ramsey out there, you know what I'm saying, who has not taken a snap at the slot at all, where Diggs is seeing 40% of his, 47% actually, you know what I'm saying, of his production in the slot. So is he going to follow him there? I don't know. Then you got
Probably not. I mean, you saw last week with Amari Cooper.
Yeah.
He thrived out of the slot because Michael Gallup was lined up on the outside with who on him? Jalen Ramsey.
Yeah.
So
that's crazy. You know what I'm saying? You think about the Rams. Goff has played okay. You know what I'm saying? He's getting a lot of pocket time. He ain't been pressured very much. But this Buffalo Bills team is a different monster. You know what I'm saying? They're going to come after him heavily and a lot. And, you know what I'm saying? They blitz package is ridiculous, to be honest with you. Hopefully they get the linebackers back, and we'll see what happens there. Derrick, Hendo in this game is a sit for me. Buffalo's number 3 against the run. They're averaging 75 yards a game. Given they only played, you know what I'm saying, 2 not so very good teams.
Jets and Miami.
Yeah, in the division, you know what I'm saying? But, I mean, they were good against the run last year, you know what I'm saying? It's a 47 under and over, like I said. Once again, the Rams are a home road dog. What the Bills a 1-point favorite, just like Philly was a 1-point favorite last week. That makes no sense to me. I don't know. You know what? The Bills in the past, you even look at last week, they always play up to their opponent. That's kind of scary. You know what I'm saying? So the Rams could possibly come away with this win, but I really think the Bills have too much on offense and defense. You know what I mean? For the Rams.
Yeah.
I got the Bills at home.
Yeah, I could see it. I could see that too. I'm all on the Bills. And like I said with Higbee, linebacking core is a little banged up for the Buffalo Bills. So that's why I think Darrell Henderson could find some running room, and I think Higbee will have an efficient day.
You got any sits in this game?
Dawson Knox is out. There's not very many players I would say I would absolutely sit. Obviously, John Brown, back-to-back weeks with a touchdown. I mean, he re-aggravated his foot supposedly. He should be good to go in the game.
Yeah.
I don't know how efficient he'll be. Hopefully enough to help Diggs out, because Diggs has to line up outside all day.
Yeah.
He's going to have Dylan Ramsey. It's going to hurt his value. So I like the Bills to win the football game, but it's still tough. This is one of those games where it's a coin flip.
Yeah.
Either of these teams can win. They're both good. So on to the next matchup, Las Vegas Raiders. Coming off a huge victory on Monday night against the New Orleans Saints. Now they get to go to Foxborough, where the last time they played with John Gruden as the head coach, they lost to the Tuck Rule.
That's crazy.
You know what I mean? So this is a huge game for them.
Brady been in the league that long.
That's what I'm saying. So this is a huge game for them because very few people saw them beating the Saints. And in this stretch right here, counting the Saints game over these 5 weeks, they play pretty much 3 Super Bowl caliber games. Possibly 4. But on the road in Foxborough, it's going to be tough. It's a tough atmosphere. Their wide receivers are banged up and young.
Yeah.
Going against a ridiculous secondary, albeit gave up 5 touchdowns to the Seattle Seahawks last week.
Yeah, do you see that DK?
I know.
Grown man, Stephon Gilmore. Come on, man.
Yeah, Gilmore had his arm in there. Just get out of here. But Darren Waller, Josh Jacobs, that's who I'm starting on the Raiders side of the ball. You can't sit those guys even in tough matchups. Both of them are questionable. Both of them missed a lot of practice this week. Only practiced once.
Yeah.
But I feel like that it was a part because Monday night they were so heavily leaned on. They had some relief.
Well, Jacobs did leave the game for a little bit, but he did come back. But he's with a hip injury. He's off a 30-touch game. Waller, he came up with a knee. We don't even know where that came from. Yep. So that is something to watch. Ruggs is already ruled out of this game. So, you know what I mean? They're just going into this game limited.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I just don't think there's a chance. Cam and the Patriots, they went toe-to-toe with Seattle last week. It
came down to the final play.
It came down to the goal line, man. You know what I mean? So I just don't feel like the Raiders are going to be very effective in this game. It's a 40-5 over and under. Pats favored by 6. I don't know. I just got the Patriots. I'm starting Julian Edelman. I'm starting Julian Edelman. I like what he did there. You know what I'm saying? I like Bird, Harry. They look like they're going to connect. You know what I mean? You look at Cam, he's got 4 rushing touchdowns on the year.
Yeah, absolutely.
The passing work is sure to come. You've seen what, like I said, with Edelman. So, I just like them, period, in this game. I think Patriots are going to smoke the Raiders.
Yeah, you know what? I wouldn't say necessarily put it on them. I don't think their offense is dynamic enough to just flat out whoop teams. But we'll see if the Raiders struggles. You know, if the Raiders struggle on offense, absolutely, I don't think their defense is going to be able to stop the Patriots.
Yeah.
So, I got Cam as a start, obviously, Julian Edelman. N'Keal Harry, I'm not so sure in this game. I think they're going to run it away with it. I got one sleeper in this game, Rex Burkhead.
Yeah.
He led the team last week in backfield snaps. James White ruled out again. Rex Burkhead is definitely an under-the-radar guy that no one's really starting. So, we're both on the Patriots at home. So, we can move on. Cincy on the road against Philly. Must win for Philly. Cincy played their heart.
If they lose this game.
Oh, if they lose this game, it's going to be embarrassing.
It's embarrassing.
Exactly. So, must win for Philly. Cincy, they got nothing to lose. They're coming out firing. They're already were the worst team last year.
Yeah.
That's the thing. So, they're coming out with guns a-blazing. The problem is Cincy. I don't know if there's that many starters that I would feel comfortable starting in this game. Joe Mixon is kind of a sit to me. Philly's pretty tough against the running backs.
Yeah, they were last year, too. Very, very good against the run. So,
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You match that D-line with a very bad offensive line in Cincinnati. I just don't see a lot of room for Mixon to run the ball at all.
Absolutely. So, the only start I have on Cincy that I would feel even somewhat comfortable is Tyler Boyd a little bit. And honestly, through the first week, you didn't see it, but last week they got that connection going. A.J. Green really struggled. He had Denzel Ward riding him last week. This week, Darius Slay. You know, that's going to be another matchup to look out for.
Yeah.
A.J. Green still saw a lot of targets,
Yeah.
period. And he's probably going to see even more targets this week. So, I like Tyler Boyd possibly as a flex option, maybe in this game, but still, I'm scared to start anybody on Cincy. Philly, they got to get it going. Miles Sanders, he should have a huge game since he's given up the most rushing yards in the league so far. Last week you saw it. Nick Chubb, Kareem Hunt, both over 100 yards, dominated the game.
Yeah, I got Miles Sanders my starter of the week at the running back position. Cincy, Philadelphia is a 47.5 over and under. Vegas has it, and Philly is favored by 4.5 points. Rager's already ruled out of this game on IR, obviously. D-Jack is a must start in this game. You know, he should be able to get some value. His snap share has been upticking in the last couple of weeks.
Yeah. And
should be even more now that, you know, there's no Rager there. You know what I'm saying? Alshon Jeffrey practiced, but he's already ruled out of this game.
Yep.
He ain't practiced in 10 months. So, you know what I mean? Look for it. He's a possible stash, you know what I'm saying, for the rest of the season. Look to pick him up on your waivers wire in the next couple of weeks. He should be playing very soon. But in this game, you know, it's just going to be a tight end game. You know what I'm saying? So, what I wonder with this game is, are they going to underestimate Cincinnati? Are they going to come out knowing they can run this football and just try to eat up this clock on this young Cincinnati football game? You forget last week, Joe Burrow threw the ball 60 times.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? AJ Green leads the league in air yards right now.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And that report with Tyler Boyd looked very good, and Sample. You know what I'm saying? He was hitting him multiple times on drives.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's a big sleeper in this game as well. I don't know. I think that Cincinnati could possibly come in here and win this game, but just the pro level that Philadelphia plays at, and knowing they have to win this game, I'm just giving this one to Philly. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I'm on the same boat, and I'm on the fence with starting Carson Wentz. You know, he hasn't looked good through 2 weeks. This is a get-right matchup for him.
If you lose here, I mean, Philadelphia, you're hurting.
That's what I'm saying.
You got that backup quarterback over there. He waiting.
D-Jax, huge sleeper in this game. Last week, Cincinnati gave up that 40-yard touchdown to OBJ. I could see a big play from Deshaun Jackson, probably early in the game, to be honest. If you drafted Zach Ertz, you got to roll him out there. It just is what it is. Possibly Goddard if you want. And Miles Sanders should have a huge game. We're both on Philly. Yeah, essentially. So, we'll move on. The San Francisco 49ers, or what's left of the football team, versus the New York Football Giants.
These are two brand new teams in week 3.
Yeah. So, for me, if you got to start Jared McKinnon, okay, I get it. If you want to take a chance on Jordan Reed with Nick Mullins under center, I get it. On the flip side, if you got to start Dion Lewis, really?
I'm not starting
just
nobody in this
quit
game.
fantasy football, right? And then on top of that, Darius Slayton. He's the only guy effectively that I think benefits from Sterling Shepard being put on the IR. But Evan Ingram's still out there. Golden Tate's still out there. There are There's a little more targets to be spread around, but Sterling Shepard hasn't been effective over the first 2 weeks anyway. And you saw Darius Slayton, he didn't show up last week. 49ers on defense are decimated, period, at all positions. But I still think they have enough talent to possibly pull this game out. Now, the Giants have played good in spots. They almost beat the Bears last week. They played actually decently against the Pittsburgh Steelers week 1 without being able to run the ball effectively. So they haven't looked horrible. I could see the Giants pulling this game out, really. But if for fantasy, I almost don't want to start anybody on this roster. Period. In this matchup, I don't know what's going to happen. I would try and stray away from any of these players.
Yeah, my take on this game is I cannot talk about this game without talking about the injuries and what is going on at MetLife Stadium. You know what I'm saying? This is a back-to-back game at MetLife Stadium, so 2 away games on a terrible field where you've lost a lot of players. You lost Bosa, you lost Mostert, you lost Solomon Thomas. You were already without Richard Sherman. This deteriorates the morale of the team, and Jimmy Garoppolo was not playing in this game as well. So you got Mullins there. They can go out and lose this game.
Yeah, absolutely.
There's a very high probability that this happens. The Giants also they're without Saquon Barkley. You know what I mean? So and they're without Sterling Shepard. So that's a lot of targets to be had in this offense. That I think that there's Golden Tate and there's Evan Ingram, but there's also Darius Slayton.
Yeah,
and I think he's going to get a lot of love in this game. He's boom or bust. Last week he was boom. This week I think should be bust, being that that'll be an elite target that Daniel Jones can depend on. If you like Daniel Jones and you were a truther Daniel Jones, you should be in this game. There's not a lot on San Francisco on the offensive side of the ball. You know what I mean? I don't think that they can complete drives. You think about McKinnon, he was the hot pickup of the week, but knowing McKinnon's injury history and what they've already went through last week, I don't see him being the workhorse in his offense this week. I think Jeff Wilson Jr. will probably outsnap him and get more touches in this game. You know what I'm saying?
In the early carries, I absolutely think so.
Yeah, I just think period. I think he's going to outtouch him. He's been more of a goal line type of player, but he's been explosive when he's had the ball. You know what I'm saying? So that's something to look out for. They called him up, and this is a 47.5 over and under. This is a 42 over and under. That means there's a lot of spark that's going to happen in this game. San Francisco's favored by 3.5. But you know what? I'm going to go on a bold, and I'm taking the New York Giants in this game.
Yeah. If you're going to take a chance and you're betting, an underdog, this is one to take.
Yeah.
Because I think the Giants are actually have, like I said, played better than you would assume based on them being 0-2.
Yeah.
And the Niners are completely decimated at all positions. You really don't know the whole off every single position is a different player right now.
The morale on the team is probably very low.
Yeah. So we're both on the Giants to take this game. Little underdog. Yeah. So we move on. Houston on the road against Pittsburgh. Houston Texans. They have not looked good. The problem is they play 2 Super Bowl teams. Period.
And now they run in the pit.
Exactly. So it hasn't. The schedule has not boded well for them in the beginning of the season without DeAndre Hopkins in this game. I would probably start Deshaun Watson if you drafted him. I think he can still be effective passing the football. Hopefully they can work David Johnson in the passing game. That's what they really need to do. But Brandon Cooks last week, you saw 95 receiving yards against Baltimore. I think he could have another good day. Will Fuller. I just have a big question mark on my start sits because I'm like, Fuller, man. That's what I'm saying. What happened last week? And they're like, oh. They come out with the injury report, and he wasn't even listed on it. So it's like, well, wait a minute, what?
I think he was hungover or something.
Maybe he got drunk before the game. Who knows? That's what I'm saying. Will Fuller, big question mark for me on the start sits. David Johnson, I kind of got him on the sit list. Melvin Gordon saw some effective running against Pittsburgh last week, 70 yards rushing, had the 2 receptions and a receiving touchdown, so it saved his day. But Pittsburgh is stopping the run. Period.
Yeah, they're actually number 1 against the run this year.
Yeah.
Opposed to Houston 31 against the run.
Yeah.
With that great defense that they got, this is a 45 over and under. Pitt favored by 4 points. I think they're going to be able to stop Houston on a lot of drives. And just, we seen Connor look decent last week. I think they're going to run the football, do the dink and dunk, you know what I'm saying? The play action with Deontay Johnson, who's actually out-targeting Juju 21-14. So, because Juju sucks, like I said.
Okay.
Roethlisberger just likes Deontay Johnson. He actually looks like that guy right now. So hopefully we can see a lot more. Through 2 weeks, Houston is number 3 against the pass, but that's what I'm saying. The first 2 weeks, we'll see. They've always been terrible against the pass. So there's not much out there on the team that's saying that they're going to be that much better against this football team. Will Fuller, I don't know. I think the only chance in this game is for them to see real big wide receiver sets. We've seen Brandon Cooks emerge last week in the offense. So hopefully, if they can get both of them going, if they get Randall Cobb, they give him the most guaranteed money of any wide receiver, like in the offseason.
Yeah.
It don't make no sense, and he's like disappeared. You know what I'm saying? He's like non-existent. So if they can get him and David Johnson into the pass game, it could be a big game for Deshaun Watson, but I don't see it. Honestly, Deshaun Watson, he started off with 3 terrible games. Okay, so if you own Deshaun Watson, do not panic because the schedule gets a very better for him. These are like 3 of the best teams in the AFC that they've seen so far. So don't panic on them. But I honestly would consider sitting him in this game, to be honest with you. But everybody else I'm starting. Sleeper in this game is probably David Johnson. Just, in the passing work. Maybe he gets the passing work. Hopefully Will Fuller shows up. We know what he can do. His separation is different, and how his speed is different on that outside. So, bar none, we know what he can do. So hopefully he shows up. You know what I mean?
So next matchup, we're on to the Jets. On the road against the Colts. This is an easy matchup to talk about.
Yeah, it fucking is.
New York Jets, football Jets. You're starting nobody. I'm sorry. There's not a player on this Jets roster I'm starting, especially against the Colts, who just pretty much shut out Minnesota. I'm not starting the Jet.
The only reason why they call them the Jets because they went to shit very fast.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yes.
Of course. So, flip side of the ball. Indianapolis Colts. Jonathan Taylor in this game should be effective. Last week, you saw 28 carries, 26 or 28 for 100 yards and a touchdown. Mm-hmm. If he gets a little more in the pass work, he's right there at that RB2 spot. So, I'm rolling up Jonathan Taylor, period.
I think he'll be RB1 this week.
Yeah. So, also, I like T.Y. Hilton in this matchup.
Yeah.
Last week, you saw he dropped the big touchdown. On top of that, he's slowly going to build that rapport with Phillip Rivers. It's just going to take a little time. Paris Campbell, we already saw he's out indefinitely. So
Michael Pittman is not effective. You know what I'm saying? T.Y. is still separating at a very great rate. You know what I'm saying? So don't worry about that. I think this is a get-right game for Rivers and him to, just get that rapport right. Other than that, Taylor, this is going to be his breakout. Honestly, the Colts defense, this could be the defense start of the week, to be honest with you.
Yeah, absolutely.
The Jets are terrible. This is the worst team probably in football, to be honest with you.
Not even close.
Yeah, 44 over and under. Colts favored by 11.5 points. So that should tell you a lot.
That sounds like the Colts are going to score 44 and the Jets score nothing, right?
Probably. But the Jets, I could see the Jets scoring -2.
I'm telling you.
Yeah.
If they
exactly.
just
I'm telling you. But, load up. I'm starting T.Y. I probably wouldn't start Rivers. I'll probably start T.Y. Definitely starting Taylor in this game. Colts defense. On the Jets, I'm not starting anyone on that football team.
No.
I'm sorry.
Absolutely. So we're both on the Colts.
Yeah.
That was a quick matchup. We'll move on. Carolina, on the road against the Chargers. Chargers defense, very underrated. A lot of people talk about how good they are, but they don't understand how good they actually are. So those cornerbacks are no joke. The defensive line is great. Linebacker core is improved. They're good. They should have beat the Chiefs, in my opinion, last week. They beat the Bengals in week 1, So this week starts for Carolina. I'm actually sitting Mike Davis in this one, for sure. The Chargers have been ridiculous against the running back position. Haven't given up nothing. They shut down Clyde Edwards-Helaire last week.
What do we say? When they start seeing better defensive fronts, he's not going to be that good.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? 10 for 38, 3.8 yards per carry. 1 million catches for 30 yards.
Yeah.
Like, come on, bro.
Yeah. So, I'm sitting Mike Davis. The only start I like on the Carolina side of the football, DJ Moore.
Yeah, I love DJ Moore.
That's the one guy where he lines up all over the field and he could see some work regardless of the matchup. I don't like Robbie Anderson in this matchup. I'd sit him too.
Yeah, especially if you've been running out that slot. Going to see a lot of Harris Jr.
Yeah, no Bridgewater, no way. So, Chargers side of the ball. Carolina's been horrible against running backs dating back to last year.
Yeah.
This year, once again, they've given up 6 rushing touchdowns already on the season. I like Eckler in this matchup. Josh Kelly, get him in your lineup, period.
Yeah, you got to start him.
Honestly, this is a guy for me I think is going to have 100 yards and a touchdown this week.
Yeah.
He's going to be that effective. So
yeah, he had 23 carries last week. If you think about it, they both have 35 carries on the season. What's more significant is he had touching them in the red zone and the goal line package is 6-1. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, I really like Josh Kelly in this game. Eckler, I like him because of Herbert. I think Herbert's a better fit for this offense. He targeted Keenan Allen and Eckler last week 14 times. So, you know what I'm saying? Compared to Tyrod, he threw it to him once in the first. I'm like, what are you doing, bro? That situation is crazy, and I know the Philadelphia Eagles are probably wanting to pick up that doctor. You know what I'm saying? That gave him that shot because they want Jalen Hurts to start immediately. I don't know how you puncture a lung trying to give a shot. That's crazy to me. But thinking about Carolina, I don't see much that's going to happen here. You know what I'm saying? That defense is ridiculous, and they're highly underrated, as you said. 43.5 over and under. Chargers favored by 6.5 points. I got the Chargers at home all day long.
Yeah, of course. And Herbert, I'm not sure, is a must start. The pass catchers, I like Keenan Allen, period. Hunter Henry, Carolina's been pretty solid against the tight end position. So he's iffy for me. But I like Keenan Allen and the running backs in this matchup. Chargers all day, of course. So, next game, Detroit Lions. On the road against Arizona Cardinals. This is the highest, second highest points. Yeah, it is the second highest points total of the week.
55.5 over and under. Arizona favored by 6 at home.
Yeah. So, Detroit Lions. I like all the offense, essentially. You're firing up Stafford in this game. At the moment, Arizona Cardinals give up the fewest fantasy points to the wide receivers. Why? Because they haven't played a wide receiver. You know what I mean? So, Galladay, if he plays, you're starting him. Yeah. I'm sorry. You got to roll him out there. He's saying he's not quite 100%. Hopefully he plays. Yeah. If not, I like Marvin Jones in this matchup, period. Very good receiver, and he has blow-up games. I think this could be one of them.
Yeah, so Galladay, I mean, of course, is the MVP on that team. You know what I'm saying? You look at Stafford, where he looked good last year. You know what I'm saying? His 20% deep ball rate. You know what I'm saying? Has been cut in half with him not being there, and that trickles down to the offense. That's why the running game is not very effective. That's why you know what I'm saying. None of the other offensive players are very productive right now. Yeah, Galladay is a big, huge part of this, and you think about the work that he did on limited touches. It's just because he's just a factor on that field. You know what I'm saying? So hopefully we get to see that. 55 over and under. You know what Detroit does all the time. Detroit goes to places where they shouldn't be and win football games and shootouts. That shouldn't be probably shootouts. But this game will be a shootout. Detroit is terrible against, you know what I'm saying, the run. We've seen what these running backs have done to him. You know what I'm saying? Dead last versus the run, to be honest with you. So I think that Kyler Murray's going to run all over them too. You know what I'm saying? And pass the ball. I like Hopkins in this game. I like Kyler Murray in this game. Honestly, I think this is a spot where Kenyon Drake could probably get 100 yards on the touchdown, to be honest with you. On the other side of that ball, Detroit, I just don't know. Can they put these points up? Is Galladay going to be a decoy out there, or is he going to be really a factor? Yeah. So I think that's the big point. If he's Galladay, I mean, you know, they got a problem. Yeah. They really do got a problem. Especially, I'm waiting for that DeAndre Swift breakout game, and this could possibly happen here.
Yeah, you know what? DeAndre Swift is my sleeper of this game, for sure. Arizona's giving up 160 yards and 2 touchdowns through the air. DeAndre Swift has already been deemed the passing down back. You see it through 2 weeks. He leads the team in receiving work. He had the touchdown week 1. Last week, I want to say 5-6 receptions, 60 yards, something like that in the receiving game. He is just waiting to happen. He's just slowly inching into that offense. He's my sleeper in this game. I like Hawkinson. Marvin Jones, like I said, could have a big day. Arizona, you're firing up the big three.
Kyler is being Kyler.
In my opinion,
he's on pace to break Jackson's rushing record. He's on pace right now for 1,264 yards. Yeah. Start him.
Yeah, of course. You know, on top of that, Kenyon Drake, he is my number 1 running back this week, I think. That's my bold prediction. I think he will finish the number 1.
But yeah.
I think he will finish the number 1. It's a great matchup for him. I think they're going to get him going in this game for sure. You're obviously starting Hopkins. No Christian Kirk. Already been ruled out. So
really?
Yes. Oh. So if you want to flex, Fitz. Last week had, I want to say, 7 receptions. 5 or 7 receptions. Finished with 8, something like 8 fantasy points in half-point PPR. I could see this game just based on the pure volume. Fitzgerald finding flex value because Kirk is out. But
right on, I can see that.
I got Arizona winning the game. I think Arizona's going to win.
If I have to pick this, I mean, like I said, I don't know what Galladay is, so we ain't seen him yet. I'm going Arizona as well.
Okay.
Yeah.
Arizona. They're going to go 3-0, improve 3-0.
Yeah, that's
possibly lead the division. I mean, if we got the Rams losing, you got the Niners. Even if they win, only puts them at 2-1. We're coming up on the next team.
Yeah,
ridiculous. But we're going to start with Tampa at Denver. There's not much love for Denver at this point. They're a lot like the 49ers.
Is there any Broncos going to be on the field?
Yeah, they might actually have actual Broncos on the field.
John
There'll be horses running up and down.
John Elway might be out there.
It's a horse race, man.
I'm telling you.
They're going to just be running around the track. But Denver side of the ball. Noah Fant's the only guy, in my opinion, you can start. Jerry Jeudy is questionable coming into this game. He will probably play. He's got rib injury. Ribs are tough to play with.
Yeah.
And he's a rookie. So then you got Jeff Driscoll out there as a starting quarterback.
He's a very athletic quarterback, you know what I'm saying? But he's going to have to be because that Tampa front seven is going to have him on the run all game.
Of course. Then you got Melvin Gordon, who has actually been pretty okay through the first 2 weeks of football.
That's great.
Going against the Tampa front.
that's what I'm saying.
Who's been ridiculous against the running back position.
Yeah, no.
Especially running between the tackles. They've been absolutely tough dating back to last season. So
yeah.
Melvin Gordon is a sit to me. If he finds the end zone, great. And if you got to start him, I understand. Noah Fant is the only guy you could hope. He looks like the best player on the Broncos, period. On offense, albeit Cortland Sutton missed the entire year pretty much. So Noah Fant, if you got to start him, I get it. But
yeah, I'm looking forward to that Devin White Norm Fant matchup. You know what I'm saying? It should be like just if you're a football fan, that's something to watch.
Yeah, of course. So Tampa side of the ball. Tom Brady should be having an okay day.
Tom Brady should be Brady in this game. You
Yeah,
got Godwin back. You got Mike Evans coming off of 10 catches for 100 yards on the TD. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Fournette.
You got to start him.
You know what I'm saying? It's like, come on, man.
And Denver's actually been pretty good against the running backs. It hasn't been terrible. Last week, they were in command against Pittsburgh Steelers, but James Conner busted out the 58-yard run at the very end of the game to put him over 100.
Yeah, Fournette could be sucking air up there on Mile High, too, though. You never know.
Yeah, so Fournette, I think, is a viable starter in this game, too, because if Tampa does get up and dominate this game like they probably should, I'm saying it like they probably should, you could see a lot of carries for Leonard Fournette. But ultimately, Tampa's going to win the game.
Yeah, I ain't starting nobody but Noah Fant on Denver. And you know what? I'm loading up everybody on the Bucks. Godwin, Evans, Fournette.
Can't trust the tight ends at all.
Yeah, the tight ends.
You still don't know yet.
Yeah, I feel like, you know what I'm saying, they're doing the scheme. They're getting Gronk back healthy, getting him bulked up and bigger. He's sat out for a year. He's blocking right now. So I think once you get to that midpoint in the season, we're going to start seeing Gronk hit those slants. So, you know what I'm saying? Tampa Bay. Tampa Bay.
Of course. So, now, we get to the Seattle Seahawks. Dallas. On the road against Seattle. I got to take Seattle at home. They're just flat out dominating.
57 over and under.
Yes. You realize these two teams have given up 30-plus points. You know what I mean? They go 39 points, Dallas did,
I don't
to the
want
Falcons.
no parts of this game. I'm not betting on
Seattle.
I can't even pick.
Seattle defense, worst secondary in the league, giving up the most receiving yards.
Through 2 weeks.
Exactly. Two outstanding offenses. Guess what? Dallas has 3 elite receivers. You know what I mean? So ultimately in this game, I'd probably even take the over, even at 57. So
can you believe rookie CeeDee Lamb?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
He's ridiculous.
On 15 targets, 170-something yards, no drops.
Yeah. He's looking pretty solid. Yeah. And I think he's, outplaying Michael Gallup because I feel like Michael Gallup's drawing a lot of the heavier coverage from the number ones at the cornerback position because they're running Coop in the slot to open up the offense. You know what I mean? So
I think Gallup will end up being okay. He's definitely buy low right now. You could probably get him for something.
Almost nothing.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So that's a guy that I would probably stash, to be honest with you.
Yeah, so Dallas side of the ball this week, starting Dak, obviously, starting Zeke. I'm starting all 3. I would probably still find Gallup in my lineup if I could because there's going to be 100 points scored.
Yeah, this team is like completely evenly matched. It is crazy. You know what I'm saying? I can't pick nobody. I just can't. I'm sorry.
Seattle side of the ball, Russell Wilson. 9 touchdowns, 1 interception on the season.
MVP Russ.
Of course. Dominating. Lockett, DK. Yeah, Lockett, DK, Chris Carson. Outside of that, I probably wouldn't. I ain't starting nobody else.
I ain't trusting Olsen after last week. Pick six
that's what I'm saying.
Went straight off his hands.
Of course. And, I mean, you never know. Dalton Schultz, I mean, he could even find a little work.
Yeah, Dalton Schultz also out-targeting Michael Gallup as well with 14 targets on the season to Michael Gallup's 10. So, I mean, he's getting heavily hit as well.
It could be a huge Gallup game, though. You never know. So,
yeah, we'll see.
If I had to pick a team, I got to go with the home favorite, Seattle.
Oh, my God.
I mean, we already know Dallas can't beat the good teams. They probably shouldn't have won last week. They should be 0-2. All it took was the Atlanta defender to fall on the damn football. It makes no sense. I'm confused. Who looks at a football like this on special teams like, dude, just fall on the ball and the game's over? They shouldn't have won last week. Dallas should be 0-2, possibly 0-3. Think about it coming into this week if they lose to the Seahawks.
I am taking Dallas in this game.
Okay.
I think I just made my mind up. That the factor is probably Ezekiel Elliott. You know what I'm saying? But given Carson too. I mean, oh my God, how can you take anybody in it? I'm staying away from it. I'll retract my statement.
Okay.
I don't know.
Okay. Well, I'm going with Seattle. He's undecided. That's okay. We can move on. Sunday Night Football.
Yeah.
Green Bay Packers on the road against New Orleans Saints.
This sucks.
It does suck because you got the number 1 and number 2 receiver in football probably both missing the games.
Yeah.
So this is a huge effect on this game. Now, Green Bay. You can't not start Aaron Rodgers. He's been great. But without Devontae Adams, it's showed in his career that he hasn't been as strong in the fantasy aspect. Aaron Jones has picked up the slack. And even in the receiving game, he's picked up the slack. Yeah. You saw it. But obviously, you got to start Aaron Rodgers just based on what he's done so far this season. He's been great. Aaron Jones, of course.
Yeah.
What about A.J. Dillon, man?
Who was that?
Who?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Get out of here.
I thought he was gonna steal some goal line packages and.
Hey, it's crazy. You know what I'm saying? Last year we called Aaron Jones being Aaron Jones. We seen it on the field. We seen his play up to that point. You know what I'm saying? The kid is magic. You know what I'm saying? He should definitely be that contract situation coming up. He should be definitely top in his position. This is Jamal Charles. You're witnessing it again. Jamal Charles may be a little bit faster, but on limited touches or whatever, it don't matter. You give the rock to Aaron Jones. You throw the rock to Aaron Jones. He's probably going to score a touchdown for you.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I like him in this game a lot. You look at Josh Jacobs last week. He ate against New Orleans. So, you know what I'm saying? Josh Jacobs, in my opinion, is not Aaron Jones.
Yeah, of course.
You know what I'm saying? So, I really like that. If Devontae Adams is out of this game, which is highly questionable with the hamstring, with turf toe. You know what I'm saying? Alan Lazard, MVS, you're probably going to want to start them. They'll probably get a lot of volume, especially going to New Orleans, playing the Drew Brees team that they're very resilient and very good at home. So,
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You can look for them to throw the ball a lot. New Orleans side of the ball, Alvin Kamara all day.
Yeah, of course.
He's probably still going to clown the Packers. Michael Thomas is questionable for this game. He's not ruled out. I don't think they should play him, but hey, you know what I'm saying? I'm not a doctor either. And, you know what I'm saying? It is what it is. But Traquan, let's say all things point to Michael Thomas being out. Traquan looked good last week.
Yeah, not bad.
You know what I'm saying? But
of all receivers, I would take him.
But last year and the year before that, he also looked good in like one game. You know what I'm saying? He's very highly inconsistent. I think the most consistency you're going to see on this team is probably Jared Cook, Alvin Kamara, more Taysom Hill packages, and that's what they're going to try to do.
Yeah. Manuel Sanders. I don't know what happened between last year and this year, but it's like...
You look like you suck at football. I mean, he's a little bit older, but
yeah, of course.
Maybe the report just ain't there yet. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I get it. He's not good at all.
And you got to give it to it, too, especially for these older players. Look at Drew Brees. He didn't really look particularly well in the first 2 games. There's been no preseason. You know what I'm saying? So I'm looking at these first 2 to 3 weeks, you know what I'm saying, where you got guys leading the league and passing and stuff like that. It's like even defenses, you know what I'm saying? I'm looking at it like preseason. You know what I'm saying? So with extended play. But in this game, who are you taking?
I got to take the Saints at home. Even though they struggled last week against the Las Vegas Raiders. Green Bay, without Devontae Adams, that's a huge impact. If they can get the pass rush at Aaron Rodgers, they still got Lattimore in the secondary. You know what I mean? They're going to struggle to pass that football a little bit. I think, of course, it's Aaron Jones. Take nothing away from him. He could still have a big game, but I think Green Bay is going to struggle on the road a little bit. I got to take New Orleans Saints.
We split. I'm taking Green Bay.
Okay.
53 over and under. I got the under in this game. New Orleans favored by 3 points. I'm taking Green Bay.
Okay. I see it.
Yeah.
I think New Orleans, this is kind of a must-win game for them, considering where they are in the division with the Bucks on their tails. You know,
That is true. God damn it.
You know what I mean?
I'm taking the Saints.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, we're all on
taking
the Saints. We had a little change of heart. Okay.
Matchup of the year. Let's go.
Monday Night Football.
Yep.
Kansas City Chiefs on the road against Baltimore Ravens.
Going into the Raven nest.
It's pretty much the Super Bowl preview,
Yeah.
if you want to call it that, possibly.
AFC Championship.
So, we got Patrick Mahomes. You can't sit him. I
Yeah.
mean, he was your number 2 pick, probably number 1 pick, possibly. No way you're sitting him. You're starting Tyreek Hill. You're starting Travis Kelce. Clyde Edwards-Helaire. Last week, he did make work in the pass game enough in PPR to be viable. If you drafted him as your number 1 or number 2,
yards.
yeah, he also had 6 receptions. A full point PPR,
That's 3 points.
that's 14 points. In half point, which is
well,
close
yeah.
to standard, but I'm
I
saying
don't play full point.
I know. In half point standard, he still got 10 points. What I'm saying is if you drafted him as your number 1 or number 2 running back, you might have to roll him out there. It is a tough matchup, period. Outside of those guys, Sammy Watkins, looking like he is highly questionable. If he doesn't play, McCole Hardman gets a little bump, but I don't know if that's going to make a factor. Baltimore Ravens side of the ball. Once again, like I say every week, you're firing at the big 4. There's not much else that you can trust in that offense. You got Marquise Brown, Mark Ingram, Mark Andrews, and Lamar Jackson.
I got 3 of the 4 in our F4D league.
I know.
No,
And-
that stack is ridiculous.
It absolutely is. You're starting those guys all day long, period. Kansas City Chiefs, they struggled last week against the Chargers. And like we already said, an underrated defense. The Baltimore Ravens, right at this moment, are looking ridiculous. They're blowing out teams, period. Even solid teams.
I mean, last week against Houston, they just stopped throwing the ball.
That's what I'm saying. They didn't even have to try, and they dominated them. So
Crazy.
in this game, I gotta go with the home favorite Baltimore Ravens.
Yeah, I'm going with the Ravens as well. That's the most efficient offense right now, and the fastest scoring offense right now. So
Yeah.
I mean, even if Mahomes go out there and do his magic, guess what? They coming right back. The matchups that I like to see is on the opposite side of the field. You got Tyreek Hill, that speedster, and Tyreek Hill and what he does for his offense, and you got Marquise Brown. So you know what I'm saying? I'm loving this showcase of receivers.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Key stat. Kansas City is dead last against the deep ball. So we'll see what happens in this game. But ultimately, man, how can you not go with Baltimore here? I mean, it is Kansas City. Kansas City is very resilient. They end up winning that game in overtime last week against the Chargers. But this is Lamar, man. You know what I'm saying? David Johnson even ate on that team.
Yeah.
Week 1. So I don't know. You know what I'm saying? I just got the Baltimore Ravens all the way. Obviously, starting everybody. Sleeper in this game, McCole Hardman. Obviously, if Sammy Watkins can't go, you see a more deep threat to open up the game. You know what I'm saying? Open up the middle for Kelce.
Yeah.
Kelce's a must start in this game, period. He's going to get a lot of production.
Yep.
Clyde Edwards-Helaire. Okay. And I'll probably sit him, to be honest with you.
Okay.
The Chargers shut him down. 3.8 yards per carry. Get out of here. That's not going to be effective against this Baltimore Ravens team. Take a breath. Yeah, the running backs are killing Kansas City, period. All those running backs. Mark Ingram, J.K. Dobbins will probably see the end zone. He's seeing goal work. I think we just wrap that up.
Yeah. Ravens. So, Monday night matchup. Probably the matchup of the year. So, that's been the Week 3 matchups. All their sit starts from every game. And our pick'ems. Who's going to win the games. So, for the first 4 downs, it's been B. Scott.
G.O.D.
And we out.